Well, hello. Sorry I didn't get more video done, but here's Carson before he leaves. I wanted to show him so that his new trainer and his owner can know what he knows. He's been here for well over a year now, but mainly he was just halter broke and then left out. And he had been handled by somebody had adopted him and then returned him when he was 2. He's now 9. And so he was kind of friendly, but he was also at the same time kind of spooky and snorty. And so he loves you to be up to his face. You can almost always catch him if you go to his face. When we got him, you couldn't go to the side of his body. And so now you can. And you just come right up and then just put his halter right on. We give him a hug. We don't put it on from their forehead. Yeah, we have a lovely rope halter to send him with. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Good boy, yes. He's a very cool guy. I actually hosed him off, but you wouldn't know it now. He's all dirty again. Come on. So we'll go ahead and take him out to the arena and kind of show you what he knows. You can kind of watch us as we leave here. One of his things is he's not real fond of stuff behind him, people behind him. He'll kind of look. Also from his training previous of coming, he would prefer to be directly behind me than next to me, which I actually prefer them to be next to me. Good boy. And he's a big sniffer. I don't know if you can hear him breathe, but he'll a lot of times just plaster his nose on you. When he gets irritated, I've had him do just a teeny tiny nip, but he's never actually bit. But it's something to watch. All right, we'll let the camera go get set up and then we'll start again. All right. Okay, so now that we got the camera in place, got the door shut. Come on, Carson. He's kind of a stoic fellow. As you can see, he prefers to be behind me, and then he just sticks his face on you. We've worked with him on staying beside us. Come on. And he will. Come on. There we go. But this is where you see a lot of the snorting. He doesn't care for this. He'll do it, but he would prefer to be right behind me with his nose stuck on me. Good boy, yes. Now, he was halter broke, and we've put an extra week on him here and there just to kind of remind him, and trimmed his feet. He has freshly trimmed feet for his trip. And he really is a super kind guy, but he's been running the last 3 months just out with the geldings out on the ranch. And so he's came in. We have just about a week, or right at a week on him actually. This is Friday. We brought him in Sunday. And so we got a week on him just to kind of get him to remember that he's a broke horse. So we teach him to lunge, and we don't do round pin. I think the people who originally started him did some round pin work, and he gets kind of, good boy, a little bit snorty when he starts going. After he's worked a little bit, he usually chills out. He's pretty quiet. We always sack our horses out with the whip, so he's used to stuff going around his back legs and around his shoulders. And yeah, he's a good boy. He's good with fly spray or show sheen. It's the only way you can keep his mane from being tangled. Good boy. So I just want to show you a quick thing. I may or may not go both ways. I know I don't want to bore everybody with what he knows, but I just want to show how well he does and what he knows, because you haven't seen him. Good boy. Trot. Good boy. He goes, I'm going. I prefer to lunge because I can teach them to give to the halter, and I can teach them to go the paces that I set instead of letting them set their own. A lot of people like the round pinning. It's just not been my favorite. I think he was round pinned some. He wants to face you, but as I said, when we first got him, he'd face you. You could pet his forehead, but he didn't want the side of his body petted at all. He was just very much, don't touch me. Now, I felt that he had some rib issues going on. We did have the chiropractor work on him a couple times, and that's really, it's a lot better than it was. He used to just cower anytime you rubbed down his ribs and stuff. So I'm tickled to see that that's better. We do use cluck for trot. Sorry, I'm kind of bouncing around a lot. Today's been one of those chaotic days, and we're running out of light and need to get this video done. The hauler said he wanted to come tonight instead of tomorrow morning, so we're just kind of pressed for time, but I live that way all the time. So never do today what you could put off till tomorrow. It seems to be my motto, but it's a really bad motto. So we kiss for canter, so good boy. And we have Max the ranch dog that likes to help the horses run. He tries to make laps with them. Good boy. If Carson hasn't been worked for a while, he will sometimes roll his head and do a kick up or two. You know, maybe throw out a strike or something for fun. He's not being malicious or bad, just for fun. You can see he leans on you a little bit at the lope, but he doesn't really pull. This is just a plain halter. There's no chain on him. Good boy. Trot. Trot. He goes, I never lope this short a time. Trot. Carson, you're not listening. He says, I know. So what I do if they don't want to come down is just pull them in a circle. Good boy, yeah. Normally I will spend upwards of 5 minutes loping them. And so he's kind of like, oh, I'm done already? I wasn't prepared for that. Normally he comes down really good, but he knows his voice commands for the most part. He sometimes gets stuck. I also like to stack him out with my whip, even at a trot. And right to begin with, I use it as a way to slow him down and relax him. And then I teach him how to just trot through it. In other words, to stay trotting. Good boy. And not stop trotting just because I'm rubbing him with the whip. Good boy. Come in another circle. Good boy. Snort, snort. Good. Come on, keep going. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. I like him to know that the cluck means he needs to still move and not just brace up and quit. Good boy. Or melt and just quit when I touch him with the whip. Good boy. And then we use easy for walk. Good boy, because walk and whoa sound a lot alike, and I like him to not get confused. Good boy, yes. I know. Mr. Rumbler, Mr. Rumbler. And then hand up should be stop. You could say whoa, but I was busy talking to you guys. Good boy. Yes, good boy. He said he's a face horse. He loves to look at you and wants you to pet his face. This is his favorite spot. And then I've always rubbed him down with the whip, and he's used to it all over, and you know, between his legs. And this is just some of the sack out that we do with him on a regular basis. I don't like him to be spooky and jumpy, and so I said for being just halter broke. Good boy. And turned out with the others for the past 3 months, he's come back very quickly. I mean, I knew he would, but you always kind of go, okay, well, let's hope that you don't forget anything. Yeah, let's take you the other way. You need some exercise. Yeah, you're still snorty. Good boy. So I always change my clip. I never lunge. I never lunge from the center ring, or you know, keep it on one side. I always change it so that it helps tip their head in instead of pulling it out to the outside. Good boy. You're a good boy, huh? Yeah, you're a fun guy. Fun guy, Mr. Carson. And he's a pretty boy. I sure like how he's put together. I wish he had more forelock. He's got this gorgeous mane, and then he got shortchanged on the forelock. So, okay, trot. Good boy. He also says, I have a videographer in here. What are they doing? Huh, buddy? Yeah, what are they doing in here? He says, something's up. Don't know yet what, but something. Huh. Good boy. Just trying to think of anything else. He's been ponied. I have a short clip of that. And he's been tied a lot. Once in a while he'll still kind of panic and he pulls back, but he doesn't really like pull back. He doesn't brace and try to break something, but he kind of pulls against it and gets a little concerned. You talk to him and then he quits and he comes back forward. He's been tied at the hitching post while I've saddled other horses. Although if you throw a saddle up without any kind of warning to a horse next to him, it'll kind of make him jump a little bit. But he's been pretty good. That was the wrong lead, but you picked up your lope, huh? Good boy. I knew you could do the other one. One of the things with Mustangs is getting them to lope is one of the harder things to do, because they're either trying to outrun a predator loping or they trot. They don't really lope. And he was pretty lazy. He didn't really want to lope. And I think that was probably something that the original people did a lot of chasing, trying to get him to move, because that's what he acted like. He acts like he's used to being chased. But when we work him off horseback, we flag him. I'll show you a little bit of the flag. But then when I pony him, I have a short whip, or a long, small whip, I guess you could say, about a 5-foot long whip that I just lay across their back. And then if they get behind, I tap them on the bottom. If they get in front, I bring the whip forward at their nose and they back off. So that's how I pony them. They're always side by side with me. Good boy. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Max. Good boy. Trot. Good boy. He says, so, yeah, I know that word. Good boy. Thank you, Max. You're helpful. Real helpful, huh? Again, I always pull him in. This is teaching them to give to the halter, give to the pressure. Max, drop it. Max, drop it. Drop it. Good boy. Oh, not drop it and grab it back. Good boy. You can see he goes right over the halter ropes and stuff. That's one of the things I purposely do, is leave stuff down on the ground, because I've had too many horses that panic with ropes on the ground. Max, drop it. Good boy. Again, I like to sack him out with the whip. I never want him to be fearful of it, but I want him to respect it, do what I've asked to do. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Easy. Easy. Good boy. He says, well, you kept telling me to trot. Huh, yeah, kept telling me to trot. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. So, and then even while they're walking, I rub down their belly and stuff with the end of the whip and their legs. So this is bouncing back and forth on them. And that gets him really used to sticks and stuff. And he's a Mustang, so he's kind of used to sticks, but who? Good boy, you're a good boy. And then if I do want him, whoa, to come to me, open palm, and then I turn and say, come on. Good boy, come on. Good. Now, they're supposed to come up next to me, but he has never wanted to. He's always wanted to stay, you know, just looking at me. Come here. So one of the other things I do is what we call the rope treatment. And we're going to do that from both sides, so you can't see what I'm doing when I go this way, but you can see what's happening on the other side. And so I always throw stuff over, and then I do a lot of just flipping it, having it dance, jump around, getting him used to things bouncing around. He'll still flinch once in a while, but he really doesn't do anything. That's one of the things that's funny about him, is he's a big snorter, very big snorter, and a flincher, but he's never ever offered to kick, even when I thought, oh my gosh, this could be bad. And but he usually just wants to leave. If he doesn't like something, he would just as soon leave. Now this rope's not the best because it has a bunch of old knots in it, so I'm not dragging this hard through his flank, but you can see how I flip it loose and then I take out the slack. Good boy. And then we go right down their hips with this, and this is how we start picking up their feet. And so anytime he gets worried about his feet, you just go back to putting the rope around his leg and rubbing it. Again, I know you can't see a lot, but I'll be coming to that side in just a second. And then we pick it up from here. Good boy. And then from here, I can rub his hip, come down, grab his toe, and then hold his foot. I rub his hip, you know, pet his tail, whatever I can reach. And I just rub his leg, and I can set it on my leg, just like if I'm going to trim it, and just keep rubbing and talking to him. And you know, banging on it and shaking it around. And then for trimming, I will bring it forward. Good boy. Where we can set it on a stand. Same thing. He does have a couple of scratches here on his back leg. They're just superficial, no big deal. But that was from being out in the pasture. Good boy. And so then we would do the same on the fronts, is use our rope, rub down. So anytime he gets worried, he does get worried with new people. Anytime he gets worried about his feet, you can just go back to the rope. Ugh. Pick it up. He is heavy. Come on. There we go. Good boy. And then you can grab it with your hand. And I do, like I said, a lot of petting, rubbing his legs. Now, one of the things he's getting better at is bringing it forward. So I hold him. Good boy. Yeah, but this is for filing on it and stuff. Good boy. Yes. Oh, so this is kind of what I do with his legs. Yeah, that's a good boy. I know. Boogeyman. Okay, so now we'll come and do this from this side. Good boy. So now you can see how I'm just flipping it. Like I said, you got to see one side, now you see the other side. I know my body does a lot of blocking, but your goal is just, you know, the rope next to me is bouncing, the rope on the other side of him is bouncing, everything's bouncing. If it comes off, just throw it back up. Good boy. I've been running all day and talking real fast, and I seem to realize I haven't slowed down. When we first started working him, he hated this. As soon as I go around his neck, his shoulders there, he'd just back up. And I'm thinking that, well, I know it had to do with the chiropractic stuff with his ribs, because you got to remember, ribs come all the way under his shoulder blade and end way up here. And once we got those fixed, he was much better about standing still. And he used to snort quite a bit when I'd go around his rib cage here. But again, you could see how I give slack and then drag. Good boy. Again, down his leg. Now, you can see from here, as I'm going down his leg, if I'm going to put this around his leg, I don't want to scare him by grabbing his leg. This is any horse. But I would come up, and I know I'm at a bad angle here. I would rub, and I'd put both hands together, and I'd rub around his leg, and then get the rope. So that's how I would do that. And I go up into the flank and down. So I showed picking up the feet from the other side with this. So you don't have to have that. I always pet all of my horses down. Good boy. Pick him up at the fetlock, grab his toe, and then I pet. Good boy. Yes, put this up on my leg. Pet him. Yeah, good boy. You're a good guy, aren't you? And then bring the foot forward. Again, this is just for trimming stuff, and then pet him here. Yes. You're a good guy, aren't you? Yeah, and then set it down. Yes, oh. Same with his front. Go down, pick it up, pet on him. I do a lot of petting. He loves grain, so I'll even give him some grain and hold up his foot, stuff like that. And then again, coming forward. Good boy. Yes, Mr. Sniffer, huh? Mr. Sniffer, good boy. Good boy. Yeah, what do you think? What do you think? And then set him back down. Good boy. Well, you passed that one easy, huh? Let's see what else we can get you to do. All right. Flag. That's what we had. Come on. He goes, really? I gotta work. Okay, I'm gonna have to sneak real close to the camera to grab the flag. Now, I have not done any flag work with him since I pulled him in this last week. You can go say hi to the camera. But he had it done quite a bit, so he might flinch a little bit, but I don't expect him to be real bad at all. Huh? Is you getting your nose petted? Yeah, that's your favorite thing, isn't it? Come on. Good boy. You're ready for 4-H. You can do a perfect haunch turn. Come on, here he is, back behind me again. Good. Remember the flag? Remember the flag? Yeah, you've seen the flag, I know. Good boy. So what we do is when we work the flag, he's to work in a circle. Good boy. And this I do off horseback in the beginning. Yep, lots of rolly snorts. Good boy. A horse can stand quiet or stand still while you do something, or they can move. the goal is to get him to do both while you sack him out. Good boy. Yeah, so this is Carson's typical demeanor. Oh, I don't know. But he tries to be really good. He doesn't want to be bad at all. He's very sensitive though, and I said he knows me. I've done all the work with him, and so he'll let me do just about anything. But somebody new is going to take a little more time. Huh. Yeah, good boy. We can change him to the other way. Look out, Max. I know. Good boy. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. You're okay. I know, that was scary, wasn't it? I know. Yep. Oh, good boy. Good boy. So it's not that I'm being super nice with the flag, but if he gets a little worried, he's supposed to be able to walk around in a circle. Good boy, yes. Over his face. Over his face, yes. Under his neck. Yes, you're a good boy, aren't you? Yeah, okay. Well, we showed that. All right. Horse trailer. Come on. So he has been really good. Like I said, we'd worked on loading a year ago, not quite, but anyhow. But he hasn't really been loaded, of course, since. And so we brought this trailer up this morning. You know, no better time but the present, right? And so anytime I work with him on that, I bang around and stuff. Good boy. Can you see good enough, or do you want to move out more behind him? Sorry, have to change the video camera position. Max, you're not helpful. You are not helpful. No, you're not helpful at all. Okay, come on, Carson. Good boy. Yes, good boy. Now, he loves grain, so I actually put him just a little bit of grain in here so that he could have that as a treat, which to him, food, oh my gosh, he will go through anything for food. And then we work on letting him step in and then step back out. Good boy, yes. Okay, come on. Good boy. Want to bite a grain? Good boy. So we do not use the treat to get him into the trailer. We use the treat for a reward after he gets in the trailer. Okay, look out, Max. And then we can back out. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Look at you. Yep, and when they back out, we usually take them for a little walk. So again, you can hear the rumbly snort because you're such a goofball. Yes, you are. Come on. Remember, if he doesn't get beside you, I push here and ask him to come forward. So now we'll load him up and turn him around when I'm in there. Yeah, see, we got to be able to load both ways, don't we? Yeah, I have to be able to load both ways. Or unload, I guess I should say, because you only load one way. Come on. Good boy. And you notice I never pulled on him to get him in. I strictly asked him to come. Good boy. Yeah, those dogs are no help at all. They're noisy, aren't they? Good boy. Okay. So then anytime I have a horse in a trailer, I always want to make sure that I'm turning around with them. So I'm coming down to his hip and getting out of his way. Good boy. A lot of people end up turning the horse right into them and they don't get out of his way. Huh? Come on. You can step out now. Yep, I know. Jump down. Again, I don't pull. If I need to, I'm going to ask a little and then let go. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, oh, I know. You're just such a love. Such a little love, aren't you? Yes. He's a good boy. Okay, is there anything else I can say about you? Is there? He's been out, like I said, running in, 60 acres or something. And he's been good. I've been able to, I went out and he'd come up and be caught or played with several times. I've caught him several times out there. Oh, of course it's me because he knows me. But he's been really good. I think that's about it. Enjoy.